How silly. It seems my mic has been muted this entire time. Well, I'll go back and check. How about just start that all over again? It's okay to start all over again. Once more. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful day here on our beautiful planet, on our Earth star. My name is Eto Starheart, and I am beginning a new series of videos called the Chakra series, in which I endeavor to share basic levels of information in regards to the chakra energetic system that resides within the human bodies of consciousness. And through this endeavor, I wish to assist humanity in our collective ascension process, in our collective awakening process. As we move forward along the timelines, I am seeing that it shall become more pertinent and important that individuals become more aware of how to interact with these energies that flow throughout their bodies. Before I begin, as I was doing just before, I realized that my mic was muted. I'd like to begin this with a galactic prayer that I start all of my days with. From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn on us so we may see all things in clarity. From the north, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us so we may know all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action so we may do what must be done. From the south, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all wars. And from the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayam Hunab Ku Evam Maya Emaho Ayam Hunab Ku Evam Maya Emaho Ayum Hunab Ku Evam Maya Emaho. All hail the harmony of mind and nature. So, to begin, I'd like to share that this information that I'm sharing has been collected over the course of my life since I began my spiritual journeys since I was 7. I'm not sharing all of the basic information in this video just now. This is just as a little introduction. But this information I collected over the course of my studies, my spiritual studies, my spiritual scientific studies, and my own personal practice, and through a new practice, a master level practice known as Gnosis, which is when you go within yourself, within your own bodies of consciousness, to discover your own internal knowing and knowledge. So, so I shall be referring to my notes every now and then, just so I can keep track of where it is I'm at. So the chakras, you may have heard of the chakras before. The word has been circulating for thousands of years, and although spiritual practices are a bit, well, I should say, Eastern spiritual practices are making a resurgence here in the Western Hemisphere of the Earth, more so now as we enter these new timelines and cycles. But you may have heard the word chakras before. You may have seen pictures of the chakras. And I'll pull up a picture here and show you guys on my pad. Let's see. Ants. So, let's see. So, let's see that. These are 7 basic chakras. 7, starting from down here and going up the middle vertical line of your body. So you have 7 basic chakras, and the word chakra can be translated into vortex or spinning wheel, because that's how you can imagine them. That's how that's their design. They're spiritual, energetic vortexes of energy, and they correspond to different levels, types, and qualities of energy that the human body and human body of consciousness and the person uses. Generally, they operate on what can be considered automatic, and this is because of the lifestyle that most of us live here in the West, where our lifestyle here in the West isn't entirely geared towards even knowing about the subtle bodies and knowing about the subtle energy systems that work throughout the body. So they have various functions, and they're empowered by different qualities of energy. They can be considered healthy or unhealthy depending on the qualities of energy that are fed into them, and including, I'll go to that later, but the chakra system has been and can be studied through many different spiritual systems and spiritual practices. Can be found in Buddhism, can be found in Tantra, can be found in I do believe they speak about the chakras in the Hindu religion, Taoism, many other systems. I'm not going to get too in depth in that, just sharing about the chakras now. So the basic chakra system, the basic channel, the main channel, runs along the middle vertical line of the body, like I showed you in this diagram. Let's see it one more time. Yep. 7 basic chakras, beginning at, well, you can imagine them beginning at the base of the spine, going all the way to the crown of the head. You have 7. And they starts with, at the base of the spine, the root chakra, then goes to the solar plexus. No, the root chakra, then the sacral chakra, then the solar plexus, then the heart chakra, then the throat chakra, then the brow chakra, or it's also called the third eye, and the crown chakra. Now, they also correspond to 7 different colors. They're color coded with the 7 different colors. The root chakra being red, the sacral chakra being orange, the solar plexus chakra being yellow, the heart chakra being green, the throat chakra being blue, the brow chakra being indigo, and the crown chakra being violet. And yes, and they also are generally depicted in diagrams, and when you're also working with visualization exercises, they also have different numbers of petals. When you're working with the chakras, you can and visualize them with different numbers of petals. The root chakra has 4 petals. The sacral chakra has 6. The solar plexus chakra has 10. The heart chakra has 12. The throat chakra has 16. And the brow chakra has 2. And the crown chakra has 1,000 petals. It's also called the 1,000 petaled lotus. Yes. And they are also depicted as lotus flowers in many diagrams. Let's see if this diagram shows them as lotuses. No, this one doesn't show them as lotuses, but you can find a lot of pictures of chakras, and they're usually drawn as lotuses with their petals bloomed, and the symbol, Sanskrit pictorial symbol written within the center. So the chakras in some of the Eastern traditions are generally grouped into 3 sections, and I personally like to. I understand why they group them into 3 sections. And these are sometimes referred to as dantians when you're working with an exercise. So you're grouped into 3 sections, and so you have 3 dantians or 3 group chakras. The bottom 3 chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, are referred to as the lower dantian, uh, and sometimes it's called the elixir of life. It's because this is where a lot of your life force, creative energy sits within your bottom 3 chakras. The top 3 are grouped together: the crown, the brow, and the throat chakra. This is called the upper dantian, or the refiners of emptiness. And then the heart chakra stands alone in the center as the middle dantian. And this is where the lower and the upper dantian energies harmonize and transform and mix together. So the chakra energies don't just sit in their centers. The root chakra doesn't just sit. The root chakra energy doesn't just sit in the root chakra all the time. Chakra energies flow between each other and the other subtle energy bodies. I'm not going to get into the other energy bodies just yet, but they share different types of energies. So the human body, which when I refer to the human body, I'm referring to the one that you can see right here, your physical body. Um, so these energies flow between each other along this middle channel or your chakra staff, your chakra column. These energies flow between each other and they share energies. So the human body and systems can operate different functions and at different levels. And these energies can get blocked or they can overflow, which are both states of which can be considered unhealthy. Blocked energy or too much energy flowing um, can be considered unhealthy. And unhealthy chakras affect your life experiences in many different ways. For example, if you have an unhealthy root chakra, you might experience a lot of fear and anxiety and instability, because the root chakra relates to your stability, your experiences. But we'll get into more detail with that in the root chakra video. And so, yes, you can experience, like if you have an unhealthy sacral chakra, which is the second one, which is located around your private parts, um, you might have repressed sexual energies or too much, like an unhealthy level of sexual expression, which can be found a lot in the Western little lifestyle and civilization. I'm not trying to shame anyone, but just from a higher perspective, I find that too much sacral chakra overflow or too little can manifest as repressed sexual energies, which is also repressed creative energies. So if you're like you have a hard time creating um, like say, for example, say if you're an artist, um, and say your sacral chakra is like blocked, you might have a hard time creating whatever through whatever medium you like to create. Or if it's like overflows too much, then your creative energy is just like going everywhere. You know, it's unfocused. And say like, so another example is if your solar plexus chakra is blocked or overflowing, you might have a hard time really focusing your mind and expressing your your willpower. So yes, it's really important, I'm seeing, to get a better balance within your chakras and learn how to work with these energies consciously, which is another reason why I'm sharing this video, so people can have basic levels of information to start working with their chakras and to start bringing greater balance into their life, so they can start feeling more stable, so they can start creating what they actually want to create instead of unconsciously creating what they want to create. And so they can have more focus in their mind and expressing their will, and instead of having their will just used all willy-nilly, tossed to and fro by the waves and the forces. Um, let's see. There are many ways to start returning your chakras to a healthy state. This includes affirmations, physical exercises, mental visualizations, and more. And I'll be sharing some basic little techniques and affirmations and stuff that I use myself and that I found can be helpful. Excuse me. uh, and I use myself that have really assisted me in bringing greater balance in my chakras. And yes, we're going to be starting. So this video series, we're just going to be starting straight from the bottom, the root chakra, and going all the way up and up until we reach the crown chakra, and that will complete the basic chakra series. And then I will also be creating a more intermediate chakra series um, for purchase for individuals that want to take their chakra work to another level. I'll also be creating a master series for individuals that want to that feel and resonate that they really want to start working at the higher levels of chakras with the higher chakras and creating the higher chakras. But we're going to start from the bottom because from my observation, uh, here in the West, a lot of us have lived, we live really in the lower chakras a lot. By that I mean that's where a lot of our focus, a lot of our energy is focused. And if that energy, if those chakras, if that energy is distorted or blocked or overflowed, then just these wild experiences occur, you know, all of the instability, the over sexualization, the basic pornification of just everything. Um, so we're just going to be starting with the basic, the bottom, the lower dantian, and working our way up and sharing, and I'll be sharing techniques and methods that you can start using to heal your chakras and bring balance to them, because yes, they can get wounded too, and they can get, you know, skewed and distorted and all these things. But yes, I would not share any information that I myself have not utilized or practiced with. Um, yes. So, one more thing I wanted to share. No, it looks like that's about it in my notes. But yes, so chakras, to recap, the chakras are a spiritual energetic system that the human consciousness and bodies utilize for various functions and experiences. And throughout the series, I shall be sharing information in regards to these chakras in how you can start bringing greater balance to these chakras. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm super excited to start sharing this information as we all collectively go forward and begin raising human consciousness even more so. And yes, I hope you all having a wonderful holiday, a wonderful holy day with your friends and families. And yes, there was yes. So of course the whole calling card thing. If you find this interesting, please share this video with your friends and family. I would love this information to get out so we can all start bringing greater balance into our lives. Please feel free to subscribe, and yes, I will be announcing when my next live is. Um, Probably this sometime this weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday, as those are my service days, and this is part of my service that I'm providing for all. Thank you again for watching and sharing and subscribing. Peace, love, unity, and freedom. In my catch, I like him. Till next time.